dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Study the following words alike. Alike mean like one another, or it means similar. These two photographs are almost alike. They are twins, but they don't look at all alike. Alike is an adverb mean in the same or a similar way. Treat everybody exactly alike. Her books are enjoyed by adults and children alike. Another word is allay. Allay means to make something less, to relieve something. Allay, you should allay troubles. Allay your fears. He allayed his suffering. Allay doubt or allay your suspicion. This word is pronounced allegation. Allegation means the action of stating something as a fact without offering proof. For example, these are serious allegations. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's study the following words for enhancing your speaking, writing, reading, and listening skills. The first word is ambitious. Ambitious means actively seeking success, wealth, status, etc. Ruthlessly or a highly ambitious young manager. He is ambitious for his children. Ambitious means demanding a lot of effort, money, etc. to succeed. For example, he embarked on an ambitious program of expansion. Their plans to complete the project ahead of schedule or schedule seem very ambitious to me. Ambivalent. Ambivalent means having or showing mixed good and bad feelings about a particular object, person, or situation. Examples: he has an ambivalent attitude towards his friend's wife. She is ambivalent about her future career. Allege. Allege means to state something as a fact but without proof, or to give as an argument or excuse. For example, the prisoner alleges that he was at home on the night of the crime. It is alleged that a number of unauthorized payments were made. We were alleged to have brought goods into the country illegally. Next word is alleged. Alleged means stated without being proved. For example, an alleged criminal. Alleged tax evasion. Or alert. Alert is a verb mean to warn somebody that there may be danger, trouble, etc., and that they should be ready to act. For example, why weren't the police alerted? Next, hospitals were alerted and staff put on standby. Its next meaning is somebody to something, to make somebody aware of something. Alert staff to the crisis facing the company. Next word is alien. Alien means a person who is not a citizen of the country in which he or she is living. He is an alien from the other planet. Next word is alienate. Alienate means to lose or destroy the friendship, support, sympathy, etc. of somebody. The Prime Minister's policy has alienated many of his supporters. Alienate means to cause somebody to feel different from others and not part of a group. For example, many artists feel alienated from society. Next word is alight. Alight means to get down from a horse or vehicle. A passenger should never alight from a moving bus. Its next meaning is to come down from the air and settle on something. The sparrow alighted on a nearby branch. The first one is alacrity. Alacrity means eagerness or enthusiasm or great willingness. For example, he accepted her offer with alacrity. The next word is alert. Alert is an adjective meaning quick to notice things and to think or act. For example, he is alert to possible dangers. The alert listener will have noticed the error. Although he is over 80, his mind is still remarkably alert. Alert as a noun mean a situation in which people are watching for danger and ready to act as required. For example, a state of alert. The police troops were put on full alert. Police warn the public to be on the alert for suspicious packages. So is alight. Alight mean on fire. A cigarette set the dry grass alight. Her dress caught alight in the fire, and their faces were alight with joy. Next word is align. Align mean to place or arrange a thing or things in a straight line. For example, the columns of printed text are aligned with the edge of each page. Align also means to put the parts of a machine into the correct position in relation to each other, especially in parallel. For example, align the wheels of a car. Alignment. This word is pronounced alignment. Arrangement in a straight line. The sights of the gun must be in alignment with the target. The bathroom tiles are clearly out of alignment. Especially in politics, it is used in association with or in agreement to support somebody. For example, the alignment of Japan with the West. Agony means extreme mental or physical pain, suffering. The wounded man was in agony. They suffered the agony of watching him burn to death. He is in an agony of indecision, guilt, suspense, embarrassment, whatever you want to use of them. She suffered agonies of remorse or regret. Next word is agrarian. Agrarian means relating to agricultural land. Agrarian laws, agrarian problems, agrarian reforms. It means trouble, anxious, or excited. Example, in an agitated condition or state, he talked to me. He became very agitated and started shouting, "Don't get all agitated." Next, agitation. Agitation means a state or feelings of anxiety or excitement. For example, she was in a state of great agitation. He tried to hide his agitation. Its next meaning is a public protest about or discussion for or against something. The situation stir up agitation for equal pay and conditions. Next word is agog. Agog means eager, excited. He was agog with curiosity. He is agog for news, to hear the news. He was all agog at the surprise announcement. Let's get started. Agonize. Agonize means to suffer great anxiety or to worry intensely about something. Examples: agonizing over a decision. He is agonizing over a decision. that has been made against him. We agonized for days about whether to accept their offer. Agonized mean suffering or expressing severe pain or anxiety. For example, an agonized look. And I heard an agonized cry. Agonizing mean causing great suffering or anxiety. An agonizing pain, an agonizing delay, an agonizing decision. The word is aggressive. Aggressive mean of people or animal ready or likely to attack or quarrel. For example, an example situation, dogs trained to be aggressive. His aggressive behavior frightens me. Aggressive meaning, next meaning of the aggressive is forceful, promoting an idea, product, etc. strongly. For example, an aggressive advertising campaign. A good salesman must be aggressive if he wants to succeed. Next word is aggrieved. Aggrieved means it's an adjective, a feeling that one has been unfairly treated or resentful. Example situation, he felt aggrieved at losing his job. He is aggrieved by that decision. The aggrieved party, I felt rather aggrieved not to be invited. Asked or aghast. Use pronunciation aghast. Fill, it means fill with horror or shock. For example, Erica looked at him aghast or aghast. He stood aghast at the terrible sight. The next word is agile and use pronunciation agile. Able to move quickly and easily. It means also active. As agile as a monkey. An agile or an agile mind, brain. Next word is agitate. Agitate means to make a person feel disturbed, anxious, or excited. For example, his appearance at the party had clearly agitated her. Is aggrandizement. Aggrandizement, increase in a person's power, rank, importance, etc. For example, his sole aim is personal aggrandizement. Next word is aggravate. Aggravate means to make a disease, a situation, an offense, etc. worse or more serious. He aggravated his condition by leaving hospital too soon. Next sentence, the problem is aggravated by a lack of understanding. And next meaning, informal meaning of the aggravate mean to irritate somebody, to annoy somebody. Some of his remarks really aggravate me. Aftermath or aftermath. The circumstances that follow and are a consequence of an event, especially of an unpleasant one. For example, the rebuilding which took place in the aftermath of the war. And next word is agape. Next word is agape. Agape means of the mouth wide open, especially with surprise or wonder. For example, he watched with mouth agape. The next word is agglomeration. Agglomeration means a mass of things in a group together in no particular order or arrangement. For example, an ugly agglomeration of new buildings. Aggregate means to combine a separate item, sets of data, etc. into a single group or total. For example, the figures are then aggregated with existing data to give the final picture. This is pronounced aggregate. Aggregate means a total number or amount a mass or an amount of items, data, etc. collected together. For example, the complete aggregate of unemployment figures. Its aggregate, an adjective, total or combined aggregate data, the aggregate value, a profit. The next word is aggression. Aggression means violent or hostile feelings or behavior. It's an act of open aggression. She was always full of aggression as a child. Is afflict. Afflict means to cause trouble, pain, or a distress to somebody, something. For example, she is afflicted with arthritis, is suffering from arthritis. The country is afflicted by mounting debts. The country is afflicted by debts. A severe drought has afflicted the countryside. The next word is affliction as a noun, a pain or suffering or a distress. Help people in affliction. Its other meaning is a thing that causes suffering. For example, blindness can be a terrible affliction. The next word is affluence. Affluence means the state of having a lot of money and possessions, or it means wealth. He is living a life of affluence. Affirm means to state formally or confidently that something is true or correct. For example, she continued to affirm her innocence. Affirm one's right to speak freely. He affirmed that he was responsible. Affirmation is a noun. Affirmation means the action of affirming something. For example, the poem is a joyous affirmation of the power of love. Affirmation also means a thing that is affirm, a belief. The Christian affirmation that God created the world. The next word is affix. Affix means to stick, fasten, or attach something. For example, affix a stamp to an envelope. Affiliate, it's a verb. It means to link a person, a society, or an institution to a larger organization. For example, we are affiliated with the national group. The college is affiliated to the university. Affiliated team, society, unions. Its next meaning is to become linked to a larger organization. A number of local groups want to affiliate with the union. An affiliate as a noun mean affiliate, an affiliated person, institution, etc. The next word is affinity. Affinity means a strong feeling of attraction to or interest in somebody, something. For example, they share a special affinity. She has or she feels a strong affinity for the music of Adelius. Affinity also means a close relationship between two or more people or things that share a common origin, structure, purpose, etc. For example, there is a close affinity between Italian and Spanish. Early man shows certain affinities with the ape. Affection means a warm, gentle feeling of caring for or loving somebody, something, or fondness. For example, he felt great affection for his sister. The old king was held in great affection. She had a deep affection for the countryside. I tried to win her affection. Next word is, this word is pronounced affectionate. Affectionate means showing love or tender feelings for somebody. An affectionate child, affectionate kisses, words, smiles. He is very affectionate toward his children. And next word is affidavit. Affidavit means a written statement made by somebody who swears that it is true, that can be used as evidence in court. For example, swear, make, take, sign, and affidavit. Affluent means rich or wealthy. An affluent lifestyle. His parents were very affluent. An affluent society. Next word is affray. Affray means a disturbance caused by fighting, etc., in a public place. The men were charged with causing an affray. The next word is affront. Affront means a remark, action, etc., that openly insults or offends somebody, something, especially in public. For example, his speech was an affront to all decent members of the community. Affront is a word mean to insult somebody deliberately and openly, or to offend somebody. He felt deeply affronted at or by her rudeness. Aflame mean in flames or burning. The whole building was soon aflame. Next word, afloat. Afloat means floating in water. For example, the boat stuck on a sandbank, but we soon got it afloat again. The life jacket kept him afloat. Afoot. Afoot means being planned or prepared. For example, great changes are afoot. He sensed that something was afoot. There are moves, plans afoot to increase taxation. Next word is aforementioned. Aforementioned mean are the aforesaid, mentioned or referred to earlier. For example, the aforementioned person, a person was or were acting suspiciously. It's an idiomatic expression under the aegis of somebody something, meaning it means that with the protection or support of somebody something, especially a public institution. For example, in a sentence, medical supplies are being flown in under the aegis of the Red Cross. Next word is aerial. Aerial mean from aircraft or the air. Aerial bombardment, photography, reconnaissance. Its next meaning is existing or suspended in the air. An aerial railway track. And next word is aesthetic. Aesthetic mean concerned with beauty and the appreciation of beauty. For example, aesthetic standards and an aesthetic sense. He has got an aesthetic sense. Adverse or adverse. It means not favorable, contrary, or opposing. For example, adverse winds, weather conditions, adverse circumstances. Under the adverse circumstances, you will have to stay here. The cuts will have an adverse effect on your research program. Adverse criticism, comments, publicity, and adverse reaction to the proposal. Its next meaning is harmful. Adverse mean harmful. The adverse effects of drugs to be avoided. Next word is adversity. The stress is on V. Adversity. Adversity means difficulties or trouble or misfortune. For example, he remained cheerful in adversity. He faced adversity with courage. She overcame many adversities. Get started. The first one is advantageous. Advantageous mean a profitable, beneficial. Slump in the housing market is advantageous to home buyers. The next word is advent. Advent mean The approach or arrival of an important person, event, etc. For example, the advent of modern technology revolutionized everything. Next one is adversary. Adversary mean an defeated his old adversary. Next one is adversarial. Adversarial mean involving conflict or opposition. For example, an adversarial system of justice, an adversarial relationship. Adroit mean skillful, clever. She succeeded by a combination of adroit diplomacy and sheer good luck. The next word is adulterate. Adulterate mean to make something poorer in quality by adding another substance. For example, adulterated milk with water added. Next word is adultery. Adultery mean sex between a married person and somebody who is not that person, a husband or wife. For example, he did not commit adultery. Next word is adulterous. Adulterous mean of or involving adultery. Have an adulterous liaison, relationship with somebody. Adore mean to make something, somebody, or oneself more attractive or beautiful, especially by adding some type of ornament. Example, admire the painting that adorned the walls. Her hair was adorned with flowers. He had adorned the room for himself. Adrift. Adrift means especially of a boat not tied to anything and floating about without being controlled. For example, cut a boat adrift from its moorings. The survivors were adrift on a raft for 6 days. Having no purpose, lacking a direction. That is its other meaning. Young people adrift in our big cities. They are adrift. And informally, it is used not fixed in position, loose. For example, part of the car's bumper had come adrift. Adorable mean very attractive, delightful, charming. What an adorable child. Your dress is absolutely adorable. Next word is adore. Adore as a verb to love and respect somebody very much. For example, he adores his wife and children. Next meaning of the verb adore, informally used, not used in the continuous tenses. It is not used in the continuous tenses. To like something very much. She adore ice cream, Paris, skiing. I simply adore that dress. I adore going to the theater. Next word is adoration. Adoration means great love or worship. That is worship. For example, a look of silent adoration, a picture of the adoration. Thank you very much for adopt mean to take somebody else's child into one's family and become its legal parents. For example, having no children of their own, they were hoping to adopt an orphan. Paul's mother had him adopted as a baby because she couldn't look after him herself. Because she could not look after him herself. He is their adopted son. Its second meaning is to take over something and have or use it as one's own. For example, adopt a name, a custom, an idea, a style of dress. Adopt a hard line towards terrorists. Mean the right to enter or the act of entering a place. For example, no admittance, keep out. I was refused admittance. unable to gain admittance to the house. Next word is admonish. Admonish means to give a mild but firm warning to somebody. For example, he was frequently admonished by his teacher for being late. Next word is adolescence. Adolescence means the time in a person's life when he or she develops from a child into an adult. For example, a happy childhood and adolescence. This one is pronounced adolescent. For a typical of adolescence. Adolescent boys' crisis attitudes. Admire mean to regard somebody, something with respect, pleasure, or approval. For example, we have been admiring your garden. I admire him for his success in business. And next meaning of the verb admire is to express one's approval of somebody, something. For example, aren't you going to admire my new hat? The next one is admiring. Admiring means showing or feeling admiration. I give somebody, receive admiring glances. He is welcomed by admiring fans. And he is welcomed by admiring fans. Next one is admissible. Admissible means that can be allowed or accepted for admissible evidence. Such behavior is not admissible among our staff. Adjudicator. A judge, especially in a contest, for example, refer the case to an adjudicator. The adjudicators praise the high standard of all the entries. Next word is adjure. Adjure means to request or command somebody solemnly to do something. For example, I'd admire you to tell the truth before this court. Next word is admirable. Admirable, deserving or causing admiration, or it means excellent. These aims are admirable, but are they realistic? His handling of the situation was admirable. Next word is admiration. Admiration means a feeling of respect, warm approval or pleasure. For example, her handling of the crisis filled me with admiration. Have the greatest admiration for his courage. They stood gazing at the statue, lost in admiration. Let's get started. The first one is affable. Affable means pleasant and friendly or easy to talk to. For example, he is an affable person. An affable reply. I received an affable reply. He found her parents very affable. The next word is affability. Affability means affected. Is affected. Affected mean of not natural, genuine, pretended, or artificial. For example, an affected politeness, a cheerfulness, a highly affected style of writing. She is so affected. Next word is affectation. Affectation means an action or a type of behavior, manner of speaking, etc., that is not natural but is intended to impress others. For example, his little affectations irritated her. I detest all affectation. A person who is unable to stop taking drugs, alcohol, etc. For example, he is an heroin addict. Its second meaning is a person who is extremely interested in something and spends a lot of time on it. For example, a chess or TV football addict. Next word is addicted. Addicted means unable to stop taking or using something as a habit. For example, he has become addicted to drugs, alcohol, tobacco. Its other meaning is spending a lot of time on something as a hobby or an interest. For example, he is hopelessly addicted to computer games. Adamant mean showing that one refuses to be persuaded or to change one's mind. Stubborn. It means stubborn or obstinate. An adamant refusal. She was quite adamant that she would not come. On this point, I am adamant. Next word is adapt. Adapt means to make something, it means to make something suitable for new use, situation, etc., or to modify something. For example, this machine has been specially adapted for us for use underwater. Next sentence, this style can be adapted to suit individual tastes. Next meaning of the adapt is to alter a book or play to make it more suitable for television, the stage, etc. For example, this novel has been adapted for radio. And its second meaning is to become adjusted to new conditions, etc. For example, our eyes slowly adapted to the dark. Next, she adapted herself quickly to the new climate. Acrimony. Acrimony or acrimony mean angry and bitter feelings or words. For example, the dispute was settled without acrimony. Next word is acrobatic. Acrobatic mean involving or performing difficult or unusual movements. For example, acrobatic feats, skills, and acrobatic dancer. An acrobatic dancer. The next word is acumen or acumen. The ability to understand and judge things quickly and clearly. And clearly, for example, business acumen or acumen. Next, have, show, display great political acumen or acumen. Acquit mean to declare somebody to be not guilty of a crime, etc., or to free or clear somebody of blame, responsibility, etc. For example, a jury acquitted him of the charge of murder. Next sentence, both defendants were acquitted. Its second meaning is oneself well, badly, etc., to behave or perform in the specified way. For example, he acquitted himself splendidly in the exams. Acquittal. Next word is acquittal. Acquittal means a judgment that a person is not guilty of the crime with which he or she has been charged. For example, the case can only result in an acquittal. Acquisition means a thing acquired, especially something useful. For example, the library most recent acquisition. Next, his latest acquisition is a racehorse. Its second meaning is the action or process of acquiring something. For example, the acquisition of antiques, knowledge, shares. Next, theories of language acquisition. The company has made acquisitions. Next, acquisitive. Acquisitive means often keen to acquire new possessions. For example, an acquisitive collector, an acquisitive company. Is acquaintance. Acquaintance mean with something, slight knowledge of something. For example, I have little acquaintance with the Japanese language. Its other meaning is with somebody, slight knowledge of or friendship with somebody. For example, their acquaintance began to blossom. Next sentence, I was glad to renew my acquaintance with him. Nobody of my acquaintance was there. Its second meaning is a person whom one knows but who is not a close friend. For example, he has a wide circle of acquaintances and she is an old acquaintance. I have known her for a long time. Next word is acquiesce. Acquiesce means to accept something without protest or to offer no opposition to a plan, conclusion, etc. For example, his parents will never acquiesce. His parent will never acquiesce in such an unsuitable marriage. Next word is acquire. Acquire means to gain a skill, habit, etc. by one's own ability, effort, or behavior. For example, acquire good knowledge of English, a test for a brandy or a reputation for dishonesty. He acquired a good knowledge of English. Its second meaning is to obtain something, to buy or be given something. For example, let me tell you how I came to acquire this disc. Next, the company has just acquired a further 5% of the shares. Study these words for your test, interview, and exams. Achievement. Achievement means a thing done successfully, especially with effort and skill. For example, the greatest scientific achievement of the decade. It was the greatest scientific achievement of this century or of this decade. Next is Its next meaning is the action or process of achieving something. For example, he celebrated the achievement of his aims. The achievement, celebrate the achievement of one's aims. Next word is acne. Acne means a skin condition common among young people that produces a lot of red spots on the face and neck or other parts of the body. For example, he is suffering from acne. He is having acne on his neck. Have acne. Acoustic mean of or relating to sound or the sense of hearing. For example, acoustic sensitivity, the acoustic property of the music room. Next word is acquaint. Acquaint mean to make somebody or oneself familiar with or aware of something. For example, please acquaint me with the facts of the case, that what's happening. Next word is acquainted. Acquainted means with something, familiar with something. For example, are you acquainted with the works of Shakespeare? And the next sentence, you will soon become fully acquainted with the procedures. Next is with somebody, knowing somebody personally. For example, I'm not acquainted with the lady. Next, we became acquainted. Next sentence, I hope you too will get better acquainted. Achievement, to succeed in reaching a particular goal, a status or standard, especially by effort, skill, courage, etc. For example, he achieved success. He achieved notoriety. He achieved peace of mind. Next, they could not achieve their target of less than 3% inflation. Next word is its second meaning is to be successful, to perform well. For example, children whose background gives them little chance of achieving at school. Addiction means the condition of being an addict. For example, cocaine addiction. Overcome one's lifelong addiction to alcohol. Addictive means causing one to become an addict. For example, heroin is highly addictive. Next word is adept. Adept means expert or skillful in doing something. For example, he is very adept at mending clocks. An adept ball player. Next word is adequate. Adequate means a satisfactory in quantity or quality or sufficient. For example, the lack of adequate provision for disabled students. Take adequate precautions. Adequate car parking facilities. An adequate supply of trained staff. Accommodate means to provide a room or place to sleep for somebody. For example, the hotel can accommodate up to 500 guests. Its other meaning is to provide space for somebody, something. The garden isn't big enough to accommodate livestock. Over 70 minutes of music can be accommodated on a CD. The second meaning of accommodate is to take something into consideration or to take account of something when planning or calculating, etc. For example, accommodate the special needs of minority groups. Next, this theory fails to accommodate all the facts. Its other meaning is to adjust or adapt oneself something to a new situation or to something else. For example, accommodate yourself to new surroundings. Acclimatize. Acclimatize means to become able to live in and get used to a new climate or environment, a new condition, etc. So arrive 2 days early in order to acclimatize. Acclimatize means to get used to. It takes many months to acclimatize yourself to life in the tropics. The second word is accolade. Accolade means an award or of praise, approval, or honor. For example, to be chosen to represent their country is the highest accolade for most athletes. The second word is accompaniment. Accompaniment, a thing that supports or improves another thing or happens at the same time. For example, white wine provided the perfect accompaniment to the meal. She made her speech to the accompaniment of loud laughter. This acclaim. Acclaim means that to welcome or approve of somebody something enthusiastically or to praise somebody something publicly. For example, a much widely acclaimed performance. It was acclaimed as a great discovery. Acclaim is a noun mean enthusiastic, welcome or approval, or another meaning is praise. For example, popular, universal acclaim. The book received great critical acclaim. The second word is acclamation. Acclamation means loud and enthusiastic approval, especially to honor or welcome somebody. For example, she collected her prize amid great acclamation. Accession. Accession means the reaching or acquiring of a rank or a position. For example, celebrating the queen's accession to the throne. A person who helps another in a crime or knows the details of it. For example, he was charged with being an accessory to the murder. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like it, please subscribe my YouTube channel for watching more videos just like them. Thank you very much. Abysmal mean extreme, very great. He is living in abysmal ignorance. The next word is it's abyss. Abyss mean a hole so deep that it seems to have no bottom. For example, an abyss of ignorance, despair, loneliness, and next word is accede. Accede means to take a high position, especially to become king or queen. For example, accede to the chancellorship. Queen Victoria acceded to the throne in 1837. Its other meaning is to agree to a request, proposal, etc. They will not lightly accede to his request, demand. Abusive mean of speech or a person, offensive and insulting, criticizing harshly and rudely. For example, an abusive language, abusive remarks. Next, suddenly he became abusive. This word is pronounced abut. Abut means of land or a building, to have a common boundary with something or a side touching the side of something. For example, his land abuts on or onto the motorway. The next word is abysmal. Abysmal means extremely bad. he is living in abysmal conditions, and his manners are abysmal. Adjacent mean suited, situated near or next to something or close to or touching something. For example, we work in adjacent room. Whereas adjoining to be next to or nearest to something or joined to it. For example, we could hear laughter in the adjoining room. The playing field adjoins the school. The next word is adjourn. Adjourn mean to stop a meeting, etc., for a period of time or to postpone something. The trial was adjourned for a week or until the following week. Of people at a meeting in court, etc., to stop the proceedings for a while. For example, the court will adjourn for lunch or let's adjourn until tomorrow.